Thank you. Hi, guys. I hope everyone is doing well and you are, I don't want to say geared for Christmas, but getting ready for the holiday season, especially my makers. This is a really busy time of year for you. And this happens to be one of my all-time favorite ornaments that is basically just made from bracelet blanks and any other long blank that you might have. You can make a few of these using your bracelet blanks and your ring blanks. We are going to make a few of them today. What you're going to need for this class is your steel block, any letter set of your choice. You are going to need your hammer, sorry. You are going to need your bracelet blank, whether it be a 5, 6, or 7-inch bracelet blank. An additional bracelet blank, whether it be copper, you could do it all in silver, personal preference. You could also use your ImpressArt ring blanks as well. For stamp guides, we are going to use a mixture of your sticker guides and the ring jig that's available at michaels.com and at Michaels. The font that I'm going to use today is Cupcake. Okay, Cupcake, not Cupcake, Denim Days. Denim Days is one of my really favorite fonts lately. I'm super excited about it. It is in several Michaels test stores. So if you see it in one of the stores by you, definitely pick it up. It is a phenomenal font. Okay, and it comes in this great little box. Okay, that pretty little color, lavender color. Well, not really periwinkle, I guess. You're also going to need your bracelet bending pliers. If you are using a 7-inch blank, you are going to need needle nose pliers or a bail making plier that's available from Bead, or a stepped plier you might have in your menagerie of tools. You're also going to need your texture hammer, or I'm going to teach you a way that you can do texture on this project with your regular hammer and a design stamp. So, and a hole punch, but I'll go over that as I'm doing it. I'm going to flip my camera around because this is a good one, and I kind of want to teach you a little tip and a trick, actually more of a trick, to add a little bit more spice to your piece towards the end. So I'm hoping I've allotted enough time to show you. Okay, so this is a beginner class, but what I'm going to show you at the end is a little bit more of a complex technique. Definitely utilize your aluminum blanks for it, because I know we have a range of makers here with us today. So I want to make sure that I cover all of you across the board. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera around. I just want to make a quick announcement that keep an eye out every Thursday at ImpressArt. We alternate between 1 Eastern Standard Time and 5 Eastern Standard Time. We have Facebook Lives. Also, we have YouTube videos and classes each month. So keep an eye out for that. All right, guys, so I'm going to flip you guys around and we're going to get started. So let's see, because I always mess this part up. All right, there we go. My finger's in the way. Let's get that glare out. And let's zoom in. I'm going to bring you up. Let's zoom in. Or try to zoom in. I always do this where I'm like, let's zoom in. Okay. All right. So like I said, you're going to need your block. We're going to use a mixture of both your sticker guides and your ring jig. You're going to need a ribbon, okay, of your choice. You're going to need a hole punch, screw hole punch, whether it's handheld or a screw down. We're using Denim Days today. We're going to use a ring bending plier. We're also going to come in and need 2 chain nose pliers. You will need a cutter. Now, there's a cutter that Michael sells from Bead, and it is for thicker gauge metal, and it's definitely a tool that you want to pick up. And then they also have one that cuts stainless steel. And of course, your stamping hammer. So let's pull out these blanks. So some of you might have our old assortment. The old assortment is kind of rounded on the top, kind of looks like a popsicle stick. All right, I'm going to try to zoom in. It's just not letting me do it. Let's see. No, not today. Okay. And then the other is our new ends, and they're kind of more of a flattened end. Either bracelet style is perfectly fine. You could always take your cutters and nip the ends off if you like. All right. Then what I'm going to use is, let's bring that back in. I'm going to use one of our copper ring blanks. You could even achieve this look by taking a copper bracelet and cutting it in an inch, 2 inches. Okay, give it a little snip and then use it for your heart at the bottom. So we're going to begin, and I'm going to use, for those of you who don't have a bracelet, bracelet jig, and you have the sticker. So let's pull this back. So the reason why there is coding on these blanks, if you are a newbie, and welcome to my newbies, because I did see a couple of names that I've never seen before. And we're just gonna, it's gonna be one of those days. So the reason why there is coding on these is because in transit, we don't want them to rub against one another and scratch. Okay, but for this project, what I like to do is I like to keep that back sticker on because it reduces the marring. And what I mean by reducing marring is you're not going to see that shadow from the impressions on the outside, on the inside, if you have that on there. All right. So I'm just going to put that down on my block. And the first thing I'm going to do is really just eyeball the design that I want. And what I mean by that is, do I want to continue with a pattern all the way through? Do I want to put a last name on here? What do I really want to do? Well, I know right now that I have a 6-inch bracelet blank. I know that the middle of it is 3. All right. So what I like to do, I come in with a Sharpie marker. You can use your enamel marker, but just keep in mind that it will come off because, you know, there's no indentation in that metal to hold it in there. So I'm just going to come in at my 3-inch mark right here. And that is going to be the point of the bottom of my heart. Okay. I also want my heart to kind of hang from its side. All right. So I'm going to come in right about here and leave a dot. And that's about 1 inch in. Okay. So that inch in is where I'm going to put my head pin for my hanger. All right. So now I have all of the space to stamp anything I'd like. So I have my my middle. Keep in mind that this is going to be bent. So you never want to stamp when you really manipulate the metal in the center, because that kind of compromises it. Okay. And I want to, you know, be able to read it. So you really want to concentrate on the sideways if you're doing a font, and leave the ends for just design. So what I'm going to do a little bit different today than the sample picture. The sample picture just had some holiday stamps. I want to shop the Michaels website, so I am going to use some sprigs. Now the sprigs came out. They're great. They're great to stamp. They're easy. They're beautiful, and they leave a lot of detail. Okay. With those sprigs, you could turn any spring sprig into a holiday sprig. And I am going to show you how to do that. Let me grab my sprigs and take them out. All right. And we're also going to use that crystal setter. Grab some sprigs here. We're going to use that crystal setter with some GS Hypo. All right. So I have my sprig right here. Oop, did I miss you? Did I lose you guys? We're going to have that. We're going to use the sprig right here. Okay. With our crystals, our crystal setter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come lightly and turn my stamp in different directions, you know, back and forth. All right. So you get that really nice pattern. So let's do that. So I'm going to come in. All right. And I'm gonna go this way. And I'm really just alternating my pattern. And keep in mind, it will get a little wonky. I'll show you how to correct that. And that's just because we are stamping across the entire blank at different angles. It's supposed to do that, okay? When you forge into metal, um, you know, your metal spreads. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. Then I come in here and I just want to do the rest of my curve, okay? Come in. Right here. All right. And how I'm going to fix that curve, do you see that it gets a little rainbowy, a little wonky? I'm going to place that right on my block. I'm going to take the back of my hammer. I'm just going to gently knock that down. And you could see that it comes, you know, right back to shape. And how that happens is I let my other side of my steel block really do the work. I'm tapping up here, okay? But it's pressing it into my steel block and it's flattening it out. All right, so let's see this side. I got a little bit on that side. I'm going to flip it over. Give it a couple of nice hits. And there you have it. All right. So now right in here, you could do one of two things. You could come in with your bracelet jig, or you could come in with your sticker guide. So I'm going to use both. Now, keep in mind that your stickers right here, okay, I'm going to show you. There is a blue line that runs right across that sticker. Now, underneath that sticker are two other lines. If you open up your sticker book, okay, you're going to see that that blue line that runs right across is meant to stamp your 1/4-inch bracelets. And the second is for your 3/8 bracelet, and the third is for your 5/8. Okay, so I'm going to show you. You're going to run that blue sticker to make sure that it lines up right here. And it's on top of your blank, but it's that blue line runs down the edge of your metal. So here's that blue line. See how it lines up with the edge of that metal? Okay. And what that does, it's an indicator for you that you're going to be stamping directly in the center of that blank. Okay. Now you're going to really secure it to your block. All right, here we go. And we're going to come in right here with our upper and lower case. Now this is Denim Days. It's available at Michael's. Okay, it's in test stores to be tested. All right, and there should be a store around you that has that. So a 3mm font, when we talk about 3mm, we're talking about putting our letters in between the black and the orange hash marks. Okay, so black and orange. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to make an ornament with you guys. I'm going to come in with, let's see. Um, let's see. You know what? I want to do something a little bit more inspirational. We're going to do kind things. Okay. And that's going to be in between each. All right. And the great thing about the sticker, guys, is that you could take it up, move it around. There's no more starting from the center, what you're stamping and working your way out. You now have a space for everything. Okay. Everything. So I'm going to start with my uppercase D right here. Okay. Let's put that in there. So now with this, I'm going to flip you guys a little bit like that so you can see that. Let's get that glare out of the way. Okay. So I want to show you that you're going to make sure that your stamp, going to place it flat. and lightly drag it down to your sticker guide. Now that sticker guide, if you run your finger over it, it acts as a ledge. All right, so flat, we're going to drag that down, making sure that the center of my stamp is in between the orange and black line. We're going to press down. Then I'm going to take my hammer and give it a nice hit. I'm going to pull that back and we have our D. I'm going to hit that a little bit harder. So I'm going to just find my way back into that impression. And I know if I'm patient enough, I could do it. I'm going to bring you guys back here because I kind of don't want to hit my phone. There we go. Oh, and now we have a double D. It's all right. It's one of those days. Just going to go a little harder. There we go. All right. So we're going to come in with our O now. All right. So we have our do. And then we're going to come in with our K. All right. And while you're stamping, I kind of had to really hit that D because I was too light on it. So it kind of came out there, but that's fine. Okay, I'm going to come in with my K. There we go. And my I. And my N. And my D. Now, it really is important when you are using your sticker guide that, you don't hit it too hard. Like I had to go back in with the D. So it kind of, blew my bracelet out and kind of went up a little bit. We're going to fix that. But for the rest of your bracelet, you want to make sure that you are definitely at the tip of that. So let's find our T. Nice hit. Find our H. Our I. Our N. And our G. Now with your descenders, you're not going to bring down, and I always like to use erasable pencil because I didn't mess up my sticker so I could reuse it. Okay. You're always going to, you're not going to bring it down. You're going to place it right on that blue line. That's how you're going to do your descending letters. Okay. So I'm lining it up with that blue line. I'm placing it on my sticker guide and I'm hitting it. Okay. So you're going on your sticker with that. And you will get an impression through your sticker. And then the S. There we go. So I'm going to pull that sticker away. And here we have it. Do nice, do kind things. I love that. All right. And now I have some room here. So I'm going to come in with my, my stamp again. Bring you guys back up. I'm going to come in with my sprig. There we go. So I have that. Now it did blow out a little bit here. So just like we did it last time, you're going to place that down. Give that a nice hit, and then you're going to have it. Now, you see that I had a double D there. See on top of there? And I wish I could really zoom in, but it's not allowing me to today. So I'm just going to bring it up to the camera. See how I have my D and my O, and I have that little D impression up there. When you're using a design stamp, don't be afraid to try to incorporate it in your pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my sprig and I'm going to incorporate it in my words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in as close as I possibly can and lightly tap So the sprig is part of the design now. All right. You know, we can't, unfortunately, we cannot, so you see, I got that like little leaf right on top of there, and I actually have a leaf right here. All right. So once it's colored in, it won't look so bad. All right. But definitely, you know, just be careful when you're hitting your stamps. You want to get that full impression in it. Um, my issue today is that I had the camera in front of me and I kind of had it bounce a little bit. Okay. So now I have my hole there. All right. I'm going to come in with my hole punch because this is where I'm going to put my hole right where that black dot is. I'm going to come in, screw my punch down, get it as close as I possibly can. Right here. And I'm going to come in. But that just, you'll feel the punch puncture through your metal, nice and clean, nothing on the back. Okay. And now we're just going to work. I want to get that a little bit flatter. We're going to work on the back, and I'm going to show you. I showed you how to use a sticker guide. Let's pull this off and let's use a bracelet or a ring jig that you might have. And now you see, you don't see a lot of it coming through as opposed to if you did. So now keep in mind, again, with the center, you definitely don't want to stamp in your center. So let's mark that. All right. You want to stay away from that line. You don't want to have a little airline, a little fracture in there. I believe I'm off a little bit. It's right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put my ring jig, or you could use your bracelet jig, whatever you think. All right. And I am going to come right in with my 1/4 inch blank. And I'm going to bring it back right through here. All right. I'm going to turn my block around. And I'm going to come in with my uppercase and I'm going to put a name in the center. All right. So let's do that. So I'm going to come in. I'm not going to use my lowercase. I'm going to use all my uppercase because this jig is designed for uppercase only. Let's bring you over. So we have our S. We have our A. Our R. Another A. And last but not least, we have our H. All right, and there is Sarah. Now you're going to pull that right out, and you're going to see that you are nice and even because we followed those lines on your jig. You're nice and spread out. Look how great that looks. Okay, so that's the difference between your sticker guides and your ring and your bracelet jig. Okay, you have more control. You get everything much neater and nicer using these jigs. All right, so we have do kind things, and inside we have Sarah. So I have my hole, and now we're going to bend. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm just going to make sure that all of my impressions are deep, because you want to make sure that they're deep so that your enamel stays in it. So let's see, we have our D, our O, our K, I, N, D. I think we are pretty good. I'm going to come in again just on that G, and I just want to hit it a little bit more just to make sure that I'm nice and deep, so I get a really nice impression. And I know I shouldn't toy with it because I did that with the D, and then I, messed that up. So I think we might just leave it. Let's see how that works. All right. So I'm going to come in now and I'm going to bend. Now you can use a bead-along bail plier for your center, or you could use a pair of round nose pliers. It's basically going to be the same process. So you're going to come in and you definitely want your smaller barrel at the top. Okay, just like that. And you're going to come in and you are gonna bend just like that. All right, so that's gonna be your heart, the bottom of your heart. You could come in again and you could just squeeze it a little bit to make it a little bit narrower. I wouldn't do it too much. Then I'm gonna bring it back out, okay? And I'm gonna come in with my ring bending plier right here. And I'm gonna follow through. And I like to do each side. So as I'm forming, I get that same curvature in the heart. All right, so now I have two. Now I'm gonna come in. And I'm gonna keep on bending. And then come in on this side. And do the same, and then come around. I'm gonna come in here. And then as they cross over, you wanna bring them out just a little bit. Remember, you have that line in your center, okay, that we could take off after. And I'm gonna keep on bending till I have a really nice heart shape. All right, coming in here, bringing it out. And this is why you're manipulating this a lot. So this is why I always say, don't stamp in your center there, okay? And here you have a really nice heart. Super cute, right? You have Saba on the inside. You have all your really nice sprigs on the outside. You have do kind things also. All right. And now we've come to texturing. So with the texturing, you can use your texture hammer. And I'm going to show you two ways on how to do it. This is your multifunction hammer. And we're going to put our ball peen head into it. And what we're going to do is just come in. And we are going to texture the outskirts. Texture looks really great on these ornaments because if you put them on the tree, it just looks so nice and diamond cut after you're finished texturing that it kind of like really glimmers. Now, same goes for your copper, same goes for your brass. Okay, what we're using today is aluminum. Now, if you don't have a texture hammer, but you really like the look of that, okay, you can come in with any design stamp that you have. Because remember, you're not going to see that pattern on there. You're just going to see little bits and pieces of it. So what I would do is put my stamp on, give it a hit, and then just move it up. And I'll zoom in and I'll show you the difference. You're basically just stamping some really nice leaf pattern into that. You could use a letter, you could use a smaller design stamp. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can see the difference. You have that really nice leaf pattern on one side, okay, that mimics that sprig. All right. Then you have, if you like that ball peen, you have that ball peen texture. Now you can alternate. This is your project. All right. So you're going to come in. Let's finish up this side with this. All right. So now if your heart's a little, crooked, remember, see that? Let your block do the work for you. You're going to put it right back on the block. Take the back of your hammer. Just give it a couple of nice hits. All right. And you could also take your bending plier back to it if you are not happy with the shape. Now, the next step is we are going to do our smaller heart. So now this is a ring blank, okay? And you could put the year on it. You could put anything you'd like on it. We are going to put the year on it. So I'm going to come in, push that right through, okay? Because I want it to be at right in the middle. All right, we're going to take let's see what I have. We're going to take a number set. And let's take 2. Where is my O? And 3. All right, right here. And I am just going to put my date right on the outside of that. So there's my 2. Here's my O. Another 2. And my 3. Now, when you're working with your copper or your brass, I just want you to keep in mind that it's a harder metal. So you're going to have to use a little bit more gusto behind it. Okay. Now I'm basically doing the same thing. All right. I could come in, I could leave a pattern if I want it. I could leave it plain. I am not going to put a hole in this one for the simple fact that I don't have to, because this one is going to just be plain. We're just going to do some texturing on the outside. So how I'm going to do that is you could come in again with your round nose pliers, but you're going to come in to your center first. So I want you to flip that over, okay, and mark your center. All right. I'm going to come in either with ImpressArt round nose pliers, or you could come in with Bead pliers. It's whatever you have available at your local Michaels. All right. And I'm going to come in from my center. I'm going to use my small barrel right there. And again, I'm going to bend it just like I did that heart. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it apart. All right, but not too much. And I'm going to come back out with my, let's see, usually I use my barrel, but let's see if I could use my ring. And I'm pretty sure I can. Let's try that for a small heart. A little too much, but it'll start it. It'll start it. And then you could come in with your barrel. So you could use, you can use both. All right, so it comes there. And then I'm going to come back in with my barrel plier. And I'm going to give it a nice shape. So I like to do that once. There you go. And then I'm going to come in right here again. And I'm going to bend and pull apart until they both match. All right. And then you could bring them in closer if you'd like. All right. And really play with it and have some fun. I'm going to come back in. There we go. And do that one. And now I'm going to come back in this one. Still pulling it apart. Bringing it in because I really want to wrap that. I want to get that end in. Perfect. And now I'm going to texture. I'm not going to close it yet. Okay. So I'm going to put it on my block. I'm going to come in with my ball peen. And this is what I like the most. I love how the ball peen looks on the copper. It leaves such a pretty, kind of like a diamond dust look. And it will, because you're hitting into your metal, so it will start to spread. That's fine. That's just an indicator that you might be hitting a little bit too hard. So get a little bit, lighter. You'll get the hang of how to hit it. And then I'm going to come in one more time. And I'm going to bring them both in. All right. Now, to close it, I'm not going to close it yet because I want to put it to hang at the bottom. All right. But before I do that, I'm going to use my enamel markers. So I'm going to come in with my black enamel marker. Okay. Or you could use the gold. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gold marker and I'm going to run it over my sprigs. And my Do Kind Things. And I'm going to let it dry. Now, I like to enamel it once it's bent. because sometimes when I enamel it, when it's bent, kind of doesn't look as nice because, you know, your letters will spread a little bit. So I always like coloring it once it is bent. So I'm going to come back in. I'm not going to use my black. I'm going to actually use my gold for both because it's the holiday season and why not? We also have colored enamel that you could use in the pouches. That looks beautiful as well. All right. But for the inside, I'm definitely going to use my black because I want my name to stand out. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to let that dry. And I am going to color in Sarah's name because I really want that to stand out. I like my enamel to completely dry before I go on to wiping it off. All right. I always, you know, I wipe off too early. So like I decided that I'm going to kind of not wipe it early. So our next step is to use a head pin. And now you could add a bead to this head pin if you'd like. All right. So I always use ball head pins. I just think they're a little bit more festive for this. And I like to come in sometimes with a bead at the top. It's personal preference. It's completely up to you. Let's see if I have something pretty, and I do. All right. I have a little green bead with a little frost on that. So what I'm going to do is come in. I'm going to go through right here, through my ornament. Okay. I'm going to put my bead right at that top. All right. Just like that. Put my fingers inside there. And I am going to make my loop. So I'm making my loop just like that. Okay. I'm coming in. Want to break that neck right there. Okay. Come around. And I just want to wrap it around and make that loop. Okay. If you don't want to make that loop and wrap it, you could just make the loop. If you don't want to make the loop, if you want to make the loop, I would just cross over it. If you'd like, you can wrap your wire. Okay. But this is a beginning class, so we're just going to snip it. Okay. So now we have our bead. We have our head pin inside there. All right. And now I'm going to come in with a paper towel and I am going to remove some of my enamel and see where we are with that. Like I said, I'm always the first one that like, oh my God, I have to wipe it off. And then I wipe it off and I wipe everything off. So now it's pretty much dried. You could see that color. And I'm just coming in. Look how nice that shows through with that gold. So the gold that marker is a gold flake. Okay. It looks so pretty. I know the lighting's not that great. Let's hold that up, but you could see that better. Look how pretty that is, that gold against that rose gold. Okay. Like I said, you can use another color, but look how pretty that shines, right? Look how nice that is. And then you're going to come in now with here and you're going to blot and lightly wipe. Now, what I'm using is a dry household paper towel. Okay. Nothing's on it. But look how nice that shows up in there. So pretty. Gives just a right amount of bling. The gold marker does have metal flake in it, so it's a lot like a glitter. And there's our mess up, but you can't really tell all that much now since we put that really nice sprig up against it. Now I'm coming around and I'm just taking off the enamel. All right. And there we have it. So pretty. So now on the inside, what we're going to do is we're going to wipe off the Sarah with the black enamel. And I want to show you how nice and even that is stamped. Okay. And how pretty that looks. Now you can take your buffing block to your aluminum. You can take your, if you have a polish pad, or a cloth, a polished cloth to it. I just ran out. I used my last buffing block. So I'm just going to come in with a polish pad and look how pretty that shines. Okay. But I have to say that the buffing pad from that's at Michael's in your jewelry section is much better than this. So definitely go run and get that. I'm just cleaning it up just from smudges and finger marks. All right. So now I'm coming in and I'm going to have that spread apart. Remember, I told you I wasn't going to close it. And that will hang right from there. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to close it. So you want to bring it to the tip. You want to come in with your small bail and you just want to bring it in. Okay. And that is going to close it. And then you can manipulate it. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller, however you want to have it. I guarantee you this is not going to fall off. So we have Sarah. It swings and you have that year on there. All right. You could also hang it from the bottom if you wanted to put a jump ring in it. You could even add a jump ring to it. You could add a cluster of beads. Then we're going to come in and we're going to take our cord. And what I like to do, I don't like to hang the ornaments. I usually use 2 ribbons. I want to make a bow. So I make sure that everything is even. Then I come down. All right. So I know I have 2 of the same. I make my bow. How pretty. And then I could put any kind of hook that I like on it. But look how pretty that is when it moves. Now, keep in mind that you can texture both sides and both sides will look absolutely beautiful. Now, when I was telling you guys before that I wanted to jazz this up a little bit, and, definitely jazz these up. And I wanted to give this a little bit more pizzazz for my, more proficient stampers, not my beginners, or beginners could try this too if you have an extra one. So this is my aluminum bracelet. Okay. And this is a 7-inch bracelet. And the reason why I had to use a 7-inch is because I wanted that little twist in there. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So after you made your hole, you stamped everything you wanted, I would leave a section open like I did over here. Okay. Leave a section open where you want to twist. All right. So what you're going to do after your hole's there and your center, let's just mark our center. Since I already messed up once, let's mark that center. There we go. Okay. So now after I mark that center, I'm going to come in with 2 chain nose pliers. Okay. I'm going to have one right here. Okay. And one right here. And what I'm going to do is my left hand is going to go down. My right hand's going to come up. And I'm just going to twirl. Then I'm going to come back and twist again. Okay. Now keep in mind, you don't want to over twist because you will break your bracelet. It is aluminum. Okay. But by twisting, that's what you're going to get. All right. So now from your center, you're going to come in just like we did before. Okay. And you're going to bend in that center. There we go. So you got your heart. All right. Then you're going to come in with your ring bending plier and you are going to come around. Now, keep in mind now that we can't go all the way around because now we have these twists. but you can do it on this side. So I want you to keep on coming down, bending, 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 bending. Okay. You're going to bring that out. Okay. And then you're going to come in right at your bottom and bend it one more time. Okay. And then just let it go back and forth because you really want to form that. All right. And you're going to get that clip and you're just going to go in. All right. So it is going to flatten out a little bit. It's going to flatten out some of your heart. So now what you're going to do is you're going to come in with your big barrel and you're just going to really play around with it. All right. And you can come down, you know, and just keep on going. Now, the best thing about this is that, okay, you could keep on forming your metal. So it's a little hard for me to see, all right, because I have that in front of me, but you pretty much get it. You're going to cross it over, bring it back, maneuver it with your fingers, and there is your heart with your fancy little twist. All right, now texturing. Don't texture this part. This is beautiful enough. Okay, if you wanted to texture it when it was flat, you could do that, but I don't really suggest doing it. You're going to come in and then proceed to give it a little shine and texture it. How absolutely gorgeous is that? So I just wanted to show my advanced stampers a little something fun, okay? But if you're a metal worker, definitely, you know, you could adapt this. You could definitely do it. It takes a little bit of practice, but what's better than bending these cool bracelets, right? So cute. So cute. So definitely bend if you can. All right. So that's it. Do we have any questions? Any questions?
At all so far.
No questions so far. I think everybody's just excited about making these problems.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I know I saw a question if it's going to be, you know, if you could watch it somewhere else, and Felicia was great. She answered that. Oh, you welcome, Stephanie Murphy from Indian River. Indian River, that's one of my favorite shows. So nice. Can't wait. There's like Christmas editions coming out. Can't wait to see what happens. But definitely you can texture both edges. You can. So I textured this. Now just remember that when you're texturing both, you want to go a little bit lighter on the other side and not so crazy, because you remember how we backed with our hammer and we knocked down our edges? It's going to smooth that out a little bit, but not much. But you just want to, you know, just keep looking back and forth as you're texturing, you know, to make sure that you're not hitting it so hard that you are canceling out your other texture. Very light. And then just come around and look. I didn't finish texturing this side. And you could do both sides back and forth a little at a time, you know, but see, it stays. So you really have to just learn your tools and learn the strength behind the hammer. And don't hit your finger. Although if something's not made, if something made with love, if you don't hit your finger. All right. So there you go, guys. Just keep looking at the Michaels classes, and we should have more coming up and more in the new year. All right, Felicia, anything else?
That's it. Hope
All
y'all have
right,
a
my
great
love.
day.
Have a good day,
Bye.
guys.